Printing money is bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's inflationary.
Mm-hmm.
But borrowing printed money is insane.
What would be an example of using debt as a blessing? Because they
The
talk about
number
all this
one
debt,
thing.
right? I just have an article here.
Right.
All time.
Sure.
I mean, this is bad. Debt is bad. I mean, check this out. The global debt to GDP has never been higher. This is
Right.
This is a thing. I mean, this is bad. Debt is bad. I mean, these are what the articles say. Yeah, you can't do this debt thing. Let me get this article before you tell me, because this is real. Here you go. Yeah. I mean this. You know, you can't do it. Where is it? Oh man. Hold on. One more, and then you're gonna get to it. Okay. Okay. Global debt. I knew I had it. Global debt hits 325% of world GDP, rises to a record $217 trillion of debt. Things are going to hit the fan. No.
You remember? Oh, no. I would ask anyone to go to the website or call in, get the article, newsletter from 2009 entitled, "What Will It Be?" And even then, you know, the idea, this is almost like a pattern. Then I could see why the chart guys believe in this. You allow for the creation of 3 times as much debt as there is money in circulation, and then you say we have no choice but to monetize the debt or create the money to represent the debt. So because debt is such a problem, etc., more money means you can pay it off. Less money means everyone goes belly up and defaults, and assets sell for 30 cents on the dollar. So can't have that. So what do? What's the answer? Oh, we simply monetize the debt. How do you do that? Well, Mario Draghi buys bonds. Janet Yellen buys bonds. Bank of Japan buys everything. And
they
by
buy
buying
this.
it,
Where do they get this money?
they create it out of thin air.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
You're saying they
thick air,
just create it? It's like
That's
Harry
right.
Potter?
Worse.
Worse than
Harry
that.
Potter at least blinked it into existence, or maybe that was
Or Bewitched? They
These
do their
guys-
little nose?
Yeah, right. They sit on a keyboard and type in numbers, and then those numbers appear as bank balances, and then they use those bank balances to buy these assets. That is the monetization of debt. And as I explained in The Secret World of Money, whoever creates the money first gets the best use out of it. So, you know, use debt as a blessing. What's the number one example? Your house, your home, the place where you live. You'd be paying rent if you didn't have the ability to use debt as a blessing and, you know, lock in a 4% mortgage for 30 years. Boy, what kind of a blessing is that, except the best kind? Because as they monetize this debt, the dollar goes less and less in terms of distance. So you'll be able to pay off your fixed rate mortgage with dollars that are easier to come by. So that makes it a double blessing, because the money you borrow today, you buy the house today, and 10, 20 years from now, when your mortgage payments are so much easier to make than they are at the beginning, even though it's the same amount, of course, the house is worth more than it was when you bought it those 20 years before. So this is the number one way that people in America use debt as a blessing. And in fact, it was the bone that they threw us when we allowed the Federal Reserve to do exactly the same thing. You know, the accusation by 1934, when Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were established to give mortgages to regular people, was that the banks used this power to buy corporations and to buy things for themselves, and that the average working guy had no access to this sort of credit. So that's our giving. You know, our access to these credit markets is equal to their access, and that's how come it's equal. So if you don't take advantage of it, if you live the way that we were living before that, which was save your money, live debt-free, and pay off any debts early.
That's what my dad would say. That's what he said, right?
That's the way that you did it when your money was based on gold or silver, because every year your money was worth a little bit more. One of the things that was very striking to me, when you look at a $10 gold piece from 1795 and you lay it next to a $20 gold piece from 1925, you could see the inflation. So the content, the gold content in the coin was lessened as the years went by. But it did nothing to affect the value of your previous coins. So if you had a $17.95 $10 gold piece that you worked for and you were paid with, when they changed the standard 40 years later, your $10 gold piece was now worth maybe $11. And so the value of your previously given labor or services that you saved in the form of gold and silver coins kept pace with the standard dollar change. Every time Congress changed the value of the dollar, the value of the money you already had increased. So now you can see why they would say, live debt-free,
sure, yeah.
pay your debts off early, because Lord knows, well, you borrowed $10, now you got to pay back $12. So it is.
So the beautiful thing then about the mortgage fixed rate is you borrow $100,000 in 2017 at 4.5%, and then 20 years from now, a 30-year fixed in 2037, your payment is still the same. Say it's $900
That's right.
or $1,000, whatever it is, still the same.
Taxes notwithstanding.
Yeah. Of course, taxes keep going up, but that $1,000 that your payment is today, what's that $1,000? I mean, worth, and how easy is that $1,000 going to be to get 20 years from now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yeah, that's what I mean. You would put that on that sliding scale. So let's say that the $1,000 today takes 100% of your effort.
Okay.
2 years out, it only takes 80% of your effort. And 10 years out, now it's maybe 50%.
Because the dollar is worth
less and less and less as years go on.
Right.